I've been thinking about this for a while. Do we change the format of the AFCON? Do we tweak it a bit? So I'll tell you the new format I've been thinking about, the advantages of that system, the disadvantages. Then you will tell me whether we should keep things as they are or we should implement some changes or updates to it. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, so welcome back. As always, I'm always grateful for everyone who watches the videos. Please do like it, of course, before you even continue. Just like it, just to support the video. So, at the Under-17 AFCON, we had 10 slots as Africa to qualify to the FIFA Under-17 World Cup, and the groups were 4. So what happened was that the top 2 of each group qualified, which will make 8 teams. So 8 teams qualified automatically to the World Cup. And ideally, what would have happened was that 2 of the best third place finishers would have joined them to qualify to the World Cup to make 10. But what happened here? They didn't automatically qualify. Instead, all the third place teams will be playing in the playoff. They'll play the playoff game. And then after the playoff, the 2 winners will join the top 8 teams who have already qualified to form the 10 teams to represent Africa at the 2025 FIFA Under-17 World Cup. And I was thinking, do we implement something like this at the AFCON? Should we implement it? This was the format we used at the last AFCON, where this you are seeing on your screen is the group standings for, that is, all the third place finishers, all the teams who finished third place. So the best 4 out of these teams qualified automatically to the round 16 stage. And then the last 2, the bottom 2, were eliminated. So instead of having a format like this, what if we introduce the playoff system from the Under-17 tournament in the main AFCON? So here is how the format will work. Guinea, who were the best third place team, will play against Zambia, who were the last in terms of the rankings. Namibia, who was second, will play a playoff against Ghana, who were 5th. Then Mauritania will also play against Ivory Coast. So the 3 winners from these games will automatically qualify to the next stage. And then for the last or the 4th team to qualify, we'll pick the best of the losers, the 3 losers, the best, the one who lost with the best result, to join them and then qualify. Advantage for such a system is that it will give a much fair system for teams to compete and then qualify, because in each of the groups, the strength level is different. It's possible a team could be 3rd place in Group A, but that same team, if they go to Group C, they can finish first because the strength level in each of the groups is different. So if there is a playoff system where teams will compete directly against each other and then end a spot at the next level, then that's a much more fair system. So whoever is stronger wins it and then qualifies. That's a lot more fair. This would also mean more games, and then the more games means more games for the fans to watch, more viewership globally, more excitement for the competition, and also more revenue, because each game generates some revenue for the competition. So more revenue from all of this if it is implemented. So this sounds very good, but in as much as it sounds good, there's also some disadvantage to it. So let's discuss it. And I think the first one is in terms of the scheduling. So it will win an extra round of games, maybe 3 games more to the competition. So there'll have to be a tweak or a change in the scheduling of the tournament, where you have to find venues to host the games, those 3 games, and then kind of other logistics also to support hosting of those games. But I don't think this should really be a problem if it is planned from the onset, because every game is planned and then scheduled for. So if it is planned from the onset, this shouldn't really be much of a problem. But then the biggest disadvantage of it all is this one. So Morocco played their last game at the last AFCON, their last group game. They played on the 24th of January. That was the day they played their last group game at the last AFCON. Then they played a quarterfinal game on the 30th of January. So between these, they had 6 days to rest, 6 resting days, which was an okay time for the players to recover and also to improve their general well-being in terms of on the pitch, because in the tournaments, you play a lot of matches within a small number of time. So rest days are very important. But if we introduce a playoff system, then it has to fit between these 6 days. So for the 6 teams who finish in the 3rd place teams, you have to play an extra game apart from what everyone will be playing. And that will fit between the 6 resting days. And playing games at this point, using the same players who have been playing from the group stage, it would mean there's a more risk to injury for the players. So this extra round of game will not be played by everyone, but only the teams who finish third place. So maybe as a punishment of not being able to be in the top two, but still get the chance to play in the quarterfinal. That means you have to play an extra round and risk your players getting injured. In terms of weighing the advantages and disadvantages, which one is the stronger? But I also think if maybe we could do a hybrid of the two, where from this same table, the 6 teams, third place teams, the top two. So using this as an example, we'll have Guinea will qualify automatically. Namibia, who are also second, will qualify automatically. Then the remaining 4 teams will battle against each other. So over here, Mauritania will play a playoff against, that is Zambia. Then Ivory Coast will play against Ghana, a playoff. Then the 2 winners will join the top 2 who already qualified automatically to sort of qualify to the knockout stages. So this is what I was thinking, whether we should introduce the playoff system, which will provide a much more fair grounds for football to be competed. But then that will also mean more fixtures for the teams involved and then more risk for injuries. So between the two, I mean, you can tell me, how do you weigh the two? Should we sort of be tweaking the system and then introduce that playoff for the third place team, so we should keep things as they are? Let me know in the comment section.